This video is made for adult collectors because my jaw really needs to crack and it won't, and it's really pissing me off. I can just feel it and it won't click. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm gonna need a bigger desk. 4. There's 4. I think I have enough of this mold. Maybe the movie The Best. I think I have enough of this mold now. Honestly, these are all the ones I wanted, and now I have them, so that's fantastic, and I can stop buying this mold. But they were given the mandate to make Optimus Prime look cooler somehow, and they did. Make him shredded, give him massive guns and big-ass wings. I love this thing. Well, mostly. Trying to get all this, like, something's not lining up right. What is it? Making him shredded has its own issues, but I'll get into that later. Let's take all of his dressings off. Ayo. Let's take his jetpack off and just admire this mold again. But before we do any of that, sponsor time. This video is sponsored by Toy Hacks. They make labels for your Transformers. Let's try that again. Ever think some of them look bland due to the lack of deco caused by corporate budgeting? Well, slap some labels on them and now you have a prettier figure. Or just new characters. They made a conversion kit to turn Smokescreen into Prowl, complete with a brand new light bar piece and all. It's so cool. You can check them out, linked in the description below. Thank you, Toy Hacks, for sponsoring this video. Now back to the actual toy. A majority of this is exactly the same as the base Revenge of the Fallen one. They did do some changes though. The obvious change is the abs. Yeah, so when he got back shots from Megatron, he has this massive hole in his chest, and they kept it, which I thought was a neat inclusion and attention to detail. The Bay movies sometimes lack that attention to detail, lockdown Scar changing sides. It's a darker material. I don't know why, but it is. Because of all the different colors around the torso, though, it doesn't stand out as much as I thought it would, which is good. They do look cool. They even changed the trigger for the lights and sounds, because that's got more pistons and stuff in the torso from the repairs, I'd assume. Yeah, so, like, he's supposed to do... We'll bring the black one in for a second. He's supposed to do this. There are batteries in here. Fresh batteries that I put in. And, my electronics just don't work. They don't work. I can't even, like, press the button back here. That doesn't work either. Yeah, it's unfortunately... All he can do is sort of pop his pecs at you like a weirdo at the gym. He can't do this. Well, I ruined everything. He does have a chode. It's such a weird thing, and it's on the same sprue as the torso. And because there's like not much else surrounding this in terms of color like the torso, it sticks out a lot and it's kind of ridiculous. The forearms are also new, taking away the flip out blades that used to get in the way of the transformation and adding these more accurate fins to the back of the elbow and some new details on the inner forearms. It's all nice for those fins to be on the back, but they still get covered up by the panels on the forearms, so they just kind of vanish anyways. The back is also different. Yeah, the gas tanks are gone. Well, not really, they're right here. Hello. Yeah, so they come off now. They are a bit of a pain in the ass to remove and put back on, but they do go on. You don't have to take them off. Well, you do for the jetpack, but spoilers, they can transform into his iconic blaster. But getting them there is a wee bit precarious. So this half's easy, right? It's like a switchblade, I guess. Is that how switchblades work? I don't know, they're illegal in Canada. But that's, you know, yay, it pops out. Okay. Switchblades are illegal in Canada because we're not allowed projectile blades, like a blade that could potentially spring off and fire off by accident. I know someone's gonna ask why they're illegal, that's why. But, you know, it works like that. Then this is the really hard and complicated one that kind of feels like it's gonna break. Yeah, you get your nail in here, you pull this out, you fold this around and fold this down. And you kind of have to do all that at the same time, because if you don't, it starts to flex on this little attachment point here. And I feel like this might snap off if I don't do all of that at the same time. Then you bring this down. This is going to fold up here to the side. We'll just bring that down here. Then this will peg in to the back, like so. And there's his handgun. There's his little thing. I do like how they got this blue piece, even though it's not blue here, but I'll talk about that later. But yeah, then that just goes in his hand. And now he has his ion blaster. It feels thin and flaky, yes, but damn, it looks pretty. It's a cool way of using the kibble. This is a bit from like the famous Buster Prime version of this mold. Man, that looks nice. And paint scratchable. I do really like how the gun has this bit sort of to emulate the blue wrist guard he had on his gun in the film, the thing that barely shows up on a lot of other toys that use the guns like this. Oh, hang on, this is the wrong prime. I keep doing that. Like, from a distance, they are exactly the same. If you aren't paying a lot of attention and cycling between figures like I am right now, you definitely get confused. Even the feet have the same red crap on them. All right, now on to the other new thing, the elephant in the room. He has wings, big, massive wings. This is the Amazon / Toys R Us Black Friday exclusive. Yeah, that's a weird way to do an exclusive version of this figure. So unlike the base Jetwing Prime, it has color. Actual color instead of just being flat gray. I really wanted the painted variant, and it was just under a bunch of stuff at someone's table at TFCon, so I ended up buying a lot from that table actually. It attaches by slotting over the upper torso and clipping in underneath, but not after removing the Buster Prime gas tanks because it won't fit otherwise. Once on though, you mount the guns under the arms and then flare out the nice ratcheted wings. Like, listen to the sound. Then you peg the new heel places in on the back of the heels to like balance him, and bam! That's fucking sick. Like, Optimus Prime with massive guns and wings is just baller. Now all we need is like a Spinosaurus with a baseball cap listening to Linkin Park or something. You can't really articulate him much in this configuration. Yes, he has new heels and all, but he has like a more billion tons more weight on the back, so it causes balance issues and he just falls. Not to mention the guns only go up and down really on these hinges, and the wings are, well, flat boards. The wings and guns are cool and all, but they are so inaccurate. It's based off this concept art as far as I know, which is where all the gray comes from. That's actually, like, the gray one is more accurate than this one. But I love the more G1 trailer looking wings and the painted guns. My favorite bit is the heat gradient at the tip of the cannons. An accurate jetpack on this mold would have been killer though, and then there was that fans wanted upgrade kit, but that's extremely rare. The base Prime articulates exactly the same as the other version I've talked about kind of recently actually, but this time he's got bicep swivels that aren't hindered because the swords are, well, not there. The jetpack brings a whole new slew of motion, well, to itself anyways. Each section of the wings can flap up and down as well as in and out. And then what surprised me was the thrusters can move on ball joints. That's kind of sick. I wasn't expecting that. The guns have a double hinge that's also on a slider and are made of a soft material, so they can flex around a little bit if you want to position them out slightly. And the guns themselves can rotate, albeit very stiff. As robots go, this looks fantastic. The articulation with the pack on ain't great, but it looks good just standing there all Cybertron Prime-like. The transformation though, I alluded to earlier it being a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's one small change that makes this thing from going from complex, bordering on not fun, to very much not fun. So I know this transformation is where some people are divided on liking or not liking this figure, because it is complicated. It follows how he transforms in the movie, which is kind of insane. Well, in a bunch of important shots in the movie, they do change the transformation quite a bit, but like it does a lot of the movie stuff. And you know, it's pretty straightforward. We've seen this transformation a million times. They've used it on so many different figures. And I pulled his foot off. Like the Hunt for the Decepticons, a movie masterpiece, all those like knockoff Black Mamba and whatever figures that have been made have all used this same transformation, which I like it, but I think it's time to retire it. However, the Dark of the Moon version has one big issue that I'm trying to get to quickly while speaking, but it turns out that that's a little bit harder than I thought, and this will not peg in. Why the fuck are you not pegging in? Oh, I'm doing this off camera. What is going on? I just did this 3 times on other figures and have not had issues. Why am I all of a sudden having issues? There, I got it pegged in. It's this part right here. So with this, you gotta very awkwardly pull these out, which they did. They did sort of make the little exit area for these bits easier to access with this little nub, which I do like. But once you get the head folded up and all that, you get this situated, get him seated, bring these sections back here out to the back like that, make sure they're straight, and then pull the top part over. Now we have to work on the arms. And this part's already tricky to do on the original figure, but now it's even more tricky. So you get all this folded out, right? And you get this prepared and bring this down. And then you just do it again on this side. Okay, so the arms are now ready to go, and you want to bring these down. Notice this section's cut for the abs. Well, I've prepped the regular Revenge of the Fallen one here. You see these bits, how they're not gone because he doesn't have his chest blown out yet? Well, what they do is they come in here and they tab into the arms. So you bring the arms in, and you peg this down, and you get this around the head, and then this entire assembly will sit up like that. right? That's really easy. It locks everything into place and stuff doesn't move around, so you can get it into truck mode easier. But because this design, the detail's missing because it's, you know, the new design, the tab's not there anymore because that piece of detail is actually structural for the transformation. So you can't tab anything in, and so getting this to like line up, like the slot is still there, but there's no tab to go in, so you gotta really sort of, I'm moving around a lot, sorry, but you gotta really sort of like line everything up, and it can be super frustrating. There, I got one side in. Now here comes the hard part, the other side. Trying to get all this, like, something's not lining up right. What is it? This is slotted all the way forward. And it's come undone again. You gotta like make sure it's pushed all the way back here, and then bring this section up. Oh, there we go. Oh, did I get it? I think I got it. All right, let's peg the arms together. Get these panels at the top pegged together, and then just sort of finagle all this into place. There we go, we did it. We got it. The truck mode is essentially the same as the original. All of the parts that are new are hidden away under that truck shell, so yeah, not really much else to say about that. But now there's an official reason to use the trailer hitch. Yeah, a thing to finally put in the trailer hitch. This mess. So the first thing you want to do is take the heel sections, and they're going to peg into the back here on either side, like that. And then they're going to fold these panels up. And you want to take these and collapse them in, and they're going to peg into the underside of the thrusters. Their little like clip system here that they've got. So you just clip that into place. It's the same sort of system that they have to peg the arms together in truck mode. Then you want to take the wings and just fold them back like that. And then you grab the, oh, which one is which? Oh no, which one is which? I don't know. I don't know which one. I think it's this one. They both look the same. I don't know which one it is. We're gonna go with this one. I think it's the one without the battery sticker on the back. But you take this and you just peg it into the, okay, don't do that. Plug that into there. It'll make a snap. Oh my God. That's ridiculous, but in a cool, badass way. You now have a flying truck with giant machine guns on it. My dad thinks this looks dumb as hell, but I love it. The broken up gas tanks, that's a difference. I forgot to mention that the normal truck, like the original one, doesn't have that, but here it's all segmented, so, you know, it's different. But the wings, goddamn, that's a lot. It's so badass and cool looking. Yeah, the Studio Series one is a more accurate integration with the trailer, but I really don't like that figure. It's thin and the colors kind of suck and the tabs like to break. It's This one might not be accurate and it isn't scaled to anything, but damn, does it look something special. I would recommend this if it wasn't so goddamn expensive. And I thought paying $200 sealed for it was a lot. This feels like a bargain. There's like $400 copies on eBay. But if you can find this thing or any version of this for a good price, I would recommend picking it up. It's a very nice centerpiece. But that's my look at Dark of the Moon Jetwing Leader Optimus Prime. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.